Vaheguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Vaheguru Ji Ki Fateh. We now will go a bit ahead into the topics of the binding of Sree Guru Granth Sahib Ji at Darbar Sahib when Tan Sri Guru Arjan Dev Maharaj was there. There are many arguments which come through, and in the research which I have made about Sree Guru Granth Sahib's compilation when it was called the Adi Granth, and as to how there are varying sources of information. One source of information which says that it was sent to Lahore for binding, and one Bhagat by the name of Pai Banu, he went over there. Then there is another source of information which says that it was then first taken to a village known as Mangat, which is a bit far from a village known as Bohat, where Banu used to hail from, Banu used to hail from village Mangat. Then there is also information about villages such as Vasu, villages such as Karangarh, Dehradun, and various villages known and unknown, from which they say that this Bani, which has been inserted, has been taken. Now, in order to rest this speculation, just for the knowledge of our audience and a bit of deeper knowledge which I would like to share, it may be noted that Sree Guru Granth Sahib Ji was compiled by Sri Guru Arjan Dev Ji, and it was through the efforts of Guru Sahib himself from the first Patshahi up to the fourth Patshahi, and then by Mohan and Bhagat Arora, and how it was collected and it was got to Amritsar. Now this version that Bhai Bhanu was given the copies to take to Lahore does not seem to be a correct version, because in Guru Granth Sahib itself, the Banis of Sant Kabir, which come at page 371 or so, or 324 or so, and then Guru Nanak's Banis at page 471 forming part of Asadiwa, they vociferously protest in the form of an outcry against the concepts of casteism. Bhagat Kabir says that a man is born in a womb, and when he is born in a womb, he is casteless. He is born in the same womb as a rich person is born, the same kind of womb. Same kind of a protest against casteism by Guru Nanak Maharaj about the practices adopted by Hindu Brahmins. Then again about the manner in which the Muslims used to only ritually do the namaz. In these aspects, during the time of Mughal rule, these Banis were being criticized in the Mughal courts, and it is highly risky to send such Banis compilation to Lahore and only for the purposes of binding. This kind of a debate does not find good merit in logical conclusion. It may be noted that Suraj Prakash, Burglas, and Gurkhalsa, they were written years after. Suraj Prakash was written 172 years after the compilation of Adi Granth. So this kind of a version, just based on some material and information flowing from here and there, doesn't make it a good source of information. One has to go by the logic and by what is written and what is there in front. Then we also have a book written by gurmakstudies. He has written a book known as Puratan Birha. Gurmakstudies is a Sikh researcher. However, there are some aspects which are controversial in his book. Similarly, some material has been done collected by Sardar Bishan Singh, a descendant of Bhai, and they say that the Guru Granth Sahib had two versions. There were two bindings, and in one binding there were insertions which are not found in the actual Adi Granth and finally in the Guru Granth Sahib, and those Banis were of Sant Surdas and Mirabai. Now, this is highly not only objectionable, but it is only a matter of getting some kind of research work and debating on it, which is not supposed to be considered by the devotees and the followers of Sree Guru Granth Sahib. Because when the Adi Granth was brought, and by way of the collections of Bani and the way Bhai Gurdas ji compiled it and he bound it in the year 1604, that is to be more precise, 16th August 1604 of the year that we follow, and the Bikrami year being 1661. Alright, now at that time, it is well admitted that some Banis of Sant Surdas, because Adi Granth comprised the Banis of the four Gurus as well as Pancham Patshahi and the Banis of 15 Bhagats. And it is well admitted that Bhai Banu's collection, which was there in the form of collection from the Banis which had come in from Gujarat, from Bahot, from Mangat, from Vasu, from Karangarh, from Dehradun, and a few other places, they did contain some other Banis which Guru Maharaj himself had edited. Banis of Mirabai were totally excluded because they were not finding faith or finding place in the concept of one God, which is mentioned and which forms the basis of Sree Guru Granth Sahib. Similarly, some Banis of Sansodas have been also deleted. So this is the way in which the debates had started as to the Guru Granth Sahib, which is being followed, and the Adi Granth, which is formed, which was the basis of making the final Guru Granth Sahib later, with the insertions of some Banis of Guru Arjan Dev Maharaj and few Banis, and then Guru Tegh Bahadur's Banis, which were inserted later. There are speculations which are totally unfounded. The Adi Granth was made at Amritsar. It was bound at Amritsar under the supervision of Bhai Gurdas ji. Bhai Bahan may have helped Guru Arjan Dev Maharaj in the collection of Banis from various places, and the researchers such as J.B. Singh, Gurbakh Singh, and then Sardar Bishan Singh, because they had a habit of going and reading and researching the handwritten Banis and manuscripts of various saints, which had formed the basis of which the editing was done by Guru Arjan Dev Maharaj. So this was a brief insight as to how the Banis were edited by Guru Arjan Dev Maharaj, and there were no two Birsas, there was only one Adi Granth which was made at Guru Arjan Dev Maharaj under Guru Arjan Dev Maharaj's supervision and with the help and the assistance of Bhai Gurdas. Now the Bani, we go ahead as to see the arrangement also. When Adi Granth was made, it is actually part of the present Guru Granth Sahib. And when the Adi Granth was made, first Japji Sahib is written, and after that Sudar Rehras comes over there, and then Kirtan Swara Sahib comes over there. And it is formed in 31 ragas: Rag Gauri, Rag Malkons, Rag Bhairav, Rag Jaisari, Rag Jajavanti, and about 31 ragas have been mentioned in the Adi Guru Granth Sahib also. So, this was how the beginning of the Adi Guru Granth Sahib is well admitted, and then there were some insertions and subtractions and things which were seen as a result of which debate started, and the copy presented or preserved in the form of Bhai Bano's Granth, which was a debatable part, is not the true copy. Bhai Bano's version has the copies or has the verses of Sant Surdas, which were deleted by Guru Arjan Dev Maharaj, and also of Mirabai. And similarly, the other places where these Banis were collected and preserved in the form of handwritten Banis, which excited a number of researchers, and they went on to see it. It is to be noted that none of these versions should be accepted or ought to be accepted except the Adi Granth which was made and which has been formed and supervised under Guru Arjan Dev Maharaj Ji. And all these Banis by way of various saints who used to come to Punjab were presented to Guru Arjan Dev Maharaj Ji along with the four Guru Sahib's Banis which were preserved either by themselves or through Bhai Mohan or through Bhagat Arora. They were then edited and the compilation was done at Harmandir Sahib, Sri Darbar Sahib, Amritsar, Golden Temple. Vaheguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Vaheguru Ji Ki Fateh.